Warning. The following program is a gaggle of friends talking about happenings in the world. It is meant to be comedic, informative, and not really serious. The opinions expressed on this show do not necessarily reflect the beliefs of their peers, their boss, or this broadcasting platform. There may be some cuss words, because that's how humans in the real world talk. If you are a young person, please seek permission before listening any further. Sincerely, the people of Two Tired Dads. P.S. Don't sue us.
Been a week, man. Welcome. Hello. Sit down. Pop a drink. Light it up. Turn it on mute. Turn this up. Stacy, we're here.
We're here. We're ready to go.
Dude, it's been a week and... Oh! This is a big episode. We're going deep. Joseph!
Warning. The following segment is totally not related at all to the people of Two Tired Dads. Like, for real. Not at all. Giggle, giggle. Dude, don't type that in there. Devin, relax, bro. He won't read this. Anyone offended from the following segment needs to take it up elsewhere. Man. Because, yeah.
Yeah, man.
We want to put that out there because it's a lot being a dad, and this week it might, ruffle some feathers. It might stir up some actions. Not with us personally, but just we're trying to make people think. What entails being a dad.
Outside the box.
I mean, you tell me, Devin, what you think makes being a dad?
Well, I mean, what makes being a dad to me, first and foremost, before we go anywhere, I'd like to give a shout out to when you go into right now in today's world, that definition is out there. Like, what does a dad do? And so for me, like, a dad is someone who is a provider, someone who is a teacher.
Yes.
Someone who is a mentor.
Facts.
Someone who is,
a leader.
A teacher. Because what's a leader do? It just, like, those like things that I describe, you can branch off to go into so many fucking adjectives. They're like what they fucking do. What's a leader do? Leader holds accountability. Leader teaches. Leader shows you what you're doing wrong and makes you better. Builds you up when you're fucking down. So
I was going to say, it sounds like there's a lot of father figures. And if you're putting it that way, I mean, think about it. I mean, who are some father figures in your life?
Well, to me, my grandfather, 100%. Scott Hall and Ric Flair. Because they were on TV. Growing up with a single mom. My sister's dad wasn't all that I thought he was. And they got divorced when I was 5, and I thought he was my dad growing up.
Okay.
So, like, I have had, like, no trust for dudes except, like, my grandpa. Then, when I was in the Marine Corps, I had Orozco. He was 100%, like, my big brother. But then, like, we had this fucking staff sergeant. I'm friends with him to this day on Facebook, named Alan Smith. He was like our father figure because that's what a leader is. He's the daddy, like in the Marine Corps, we were under him. And so I learned a lot of shit from him. I learned a lot of shit from Chris. Chris ended up dying in 2014.
Rest in peace.
Yeah. And then I was like fucking lost because the same time he died, my grandpa got sick with cancer. So that's when I turned to martial arts, me personally. This wild fucking Mustang on a fatherless, path.
Yeah.
So Kane Royer, who's my head coach, or was my head coach,
Okay.
And so like if still friends to this day. I call him, I actually called him today. Told him we were doing this episode, and I just wanted to tell him thank you, because there's shit that I'll do. Perfect example. Zach is the same. So for those who don't know, Zach is my wife's youngest son. All right. He's fucking 23, I think. Or he's about to be 23 or some shit like that. I don't know. What I'm trying to say is his age gap is fucking literally the same between me and Kane's.
Okay.
Okay. So I try to look at shit from my point of view, or I'll try to look at shit from Kane's point of view whenever Zach fucks up. Like, God damn it. What? Am I making you laugh? I know. I'm fucking trying to
You're fine.
do 6 birds with one stone. But yeah.
Take your time.
But it's like, you know, Kane was the man. And then when I met Carrie, that's when kind of like shit started piecing together.
I got you. Well, I mean, that's a good woman is behind every man, they say, right?
100%.
Well, I'll say when we talk father figures, right? That's why I say.
Yeah, you talk for a minute.
Well, I mean, when we say that, I have my stepdad, and when I think about a father figure, it's exactly what you said, right? Leader, protector, provider. He leads you in the direction of where you should be when he's around and when he's not around. So, I want to say first and foremost, father figures aren't just the biological dads, and I feel like a lot of people forget that your coach can be a father figure. Just because they're a father figure to you doesn't make them dad. But they're still looking out for you in the proper goodness and for the proper well-being of you. And again, it takes a village, right? So if it takes a village, I'm okay if you're giving my son proper guidance, or you're telling him, hey, elbows in when you shoot that out, or, you know what I mean? Certain little things, because you're giving him those instructions that I might not know. Or maybe I do know and I just forgot. But that's the village. And so when I think about with my stepdad, right, everything you teach, right, whether it be changing a tire on your car the first time you get a flat. And I bring that up because I was the one who had to change my tire. So it was, come here, step on it, jump on it, break the nut loose, wait, don't unloosen that all the way, do this one next, come across, the little things they teach you, those little guides where it makes your life easier, not just now, but later. And when I think about a dad, I think we as dads would say, we aimed and we aspire to be that, but just because we're, biological dads or stepdads or whatever it may be, we're just trying to fit that role of father, provider, protector, leader. And I mean, when we get out there and we look at certain things, I think the last thing you want to do is limit really how much a stepdad does, because a lot of the times, hell, they're the ones raising a lot of people's kids. When you think about it, they got a harder role than a dad.
Well, yeah, it's like, like for me, Carrie's got 3 kids. Mm-hmm. So she's got Zach, who's the baby, 23. Mm-hmm. He's fucking Caitlin, I think she's like 25 or something. I don't know. And then Eric, I think he's like 28. He's going to be 29. So it's like, I try really hard with them to like, and I'm working on empathy. I do it at work, but work is one thing. Work, you get paid to like work on patience, work on empathy, work on fucking letting someone talk while you're talking. Like, that's what you get paid to do, like, at least for me. And it's like when I get home, if someone starts talking over me, I'm like, motherfucker, I'm talking. Like, there's shit like, it's because that's how
we were
Chris
raised.
would talk to me, like, when I would talk over him, like, so it's like, so.
That's how my dad talked to me.
Right. So it's just like, being a step-parent, or being a parent, I mean, there's this genius-ass dude that I know. I put him in the father figure. I call him, he's a doctor. His name's Dr. Macklin. He's a state athletic motherfucker. Like, whenever fighters need physicals or wrestlers do.
Athletic commissioner.
No, he's not the commissioner. He's the doctor.
Okay.
Like, when they're cage side, like...
Oh, wow.
Dr. Macklin, he gets his own fucking intro. That, like, his cage side physician is Dr. Melvin Macklin. Like, he's the man. He wrote a book. Can't remember his fucking book name. The Way of the Surgeon, or The Art of the Surgeon, or something, like, because he's a surgeon.
Mm-hmm. We'll get the right name for you guys.
Right. And in his book, he fucking talks about, what his life is like, being raised, how it was, very proud that he went to Howard, and like how the struggle was, like having parents and everything, like because he had both his parents together, but the modern day America that he grew up in made him right. Mm-hmm. So like in the '60s, growing up and shit, or '50s or '70s or whatever the fuck, '80s, genius ass man. Mm-hmm. And so he told me, because one time I was down to the dumps and something about an angle I was taking on the kids, like as far as being a parent. And he's like, Devin, being a parent is literally just being a coach.
A life coach, literally.
That is literally what is it. You are a coach.
Yeah.
And he goes, so you know how to coach. The question is, are you going to be a good coach or just, I'm here for the pussy coach? I said, what? And he goes, that's how it is. Like, that's, and I was like, again, Joseph?
No. Warning. The following segment is totally not related at all to the people of Two Tired Dads. Like, for real. Not at all. Giggle, giggle. Dude, don't type that in there. Devin, relax, bro. He won't read this. Anyone offended from the following segment needs to take it up elsewhere. Man. Because, yeah.
So, as I was saying, my thing is it just depends on the angle. Because I know each kid's different. It's the rule of three. It's like what my wife said. This is how I try to treat it. The first kid is the tester. That's the baby. It'll always be the baby. Mm-hmm. No matter what, it's the first thing for everything.
Yeah.
Second child is all right, I learned what not to do with the first child. So I'm going to take this second child
and try
and I'm going to try it this way because it pissed off this first child.
Yeah.
So you didn't do that. And then child number 3, it's like, all right, okay, I'm going to just keep him in a box and nothing's going to happen to him. And everything's going to be okay.
Or the opposite. I ain't even gonna lie, I got a few friends, you get to child number 3 and it's, we were strict with the first one. We were light on the second one. We're just going to let the third one do him and see what happens. And a lot of the times you'd be surprised.
I mean,
that third one doing what he wants.
The third one, disclaimer, I love the Bubba. I mean, he is.
Which one is the Bubba?
Bubba Zachary.
Okay.
He's 23.
Yeah, take out the trash, Zach.
That's right. Yeah, we have to, but I told him the other day, I said, look, man, your cousin Nathan's in jail.
That's
okay.
It's how you say it.
I said, you're my number 2 going forward. You understand me? And he just said, yeah. I said, I don't think you do. I said, but I need you to start understanding me.
Okay.
I said, you're done fucking up. And so he said, I said, other than that, you're doing a great job. But let me tell you something. Now, with that being said, with what you said, yeah, out of all the kids, you know who's had the most tickets?
Who?
Zach. You know who's gotten the most car trouble, like on the road?
Zach.
I
know that one.
So, and I'm hoping he got it out of his fucking system, like the being stupid, because like he was on, like me and Carrie got a big ass argument because I was like, every week it's been something. And she's like it's okay, it's all right, it's Two Tired Dads.
It's real.
And she goes, no, it hasn't. And I pulled up a calendar and it was like 8 consecutive fucking weeks of Zach. Like, causing a headache, which we love him. Again, you learn. But it's like, as a dad, you have to be the coach.
Yes.
You have to be the trainer. You have to teach him, all right, when you veer off the road because you're texting and you hit a fucking pole, this is what you do. Now, the second time he had the flat tire, he did it all on his own.
Hey,
I was really, on the side of the highway.
Proper leadership.
Right.
Proper leadership.
And Carrie made me go out there. Because my heart was racing, because Carrie was like, "Oh my God, he's on the side of the highway."
Yeah, you're thinking the worst. You're thinking the worst.
All right, I'm on my way, man. And like, fucking, hey, by the time I got there, hey, step up, fucking, all done here. Like, he had a positive attitude about it, and I'm like, all right, Zach, like, progress.
Hey, but no matter what, that's a father moment.
Because old Zach would have just fucking sat there and stared at it and waited for me to